My name is Adjorkor Mohenu, and I bring to you today's Woman Empowerment Show. I'm sitting in for my sister Rhoda Doku. As always, we have a very exciting show for you, very educative and emotional. Today's discussion, we'll get to learn more about life, the journey called life, the ups and downs as a single mother. They say when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade out of them. What is your story? We would hear stories of surviving single mothers. We would hear how they strive through the moments. We'll hear their experiences. We'll take advice from them. This is the Today's Woman Empowerment Show on tutuonline.com and Tutu Radio on Facebook. You can join the conversation on 055 22 481. Please share the live feed. Call other sisters to join in the program. I'll also give you updates about Tuesday's show. Our very young incoming single mother. I'll give you updates. For those of you who don't know the story, I'll give you a summary of the story before I give the updates. This is the Today's Woman Empowerment Show on tutuonline.com and Tutu Radio on Facebook. Join the conversation on 055 22 481. Please share the live feed. Let other sisters join to be empowered. I'm sure you're excited that the Today's Woman Empowerment Show has already started. Please join in. This is the Today's Woman Empowerment Show in partnership with the Empowered Women in Motion. We have very lovely guests today. Today's show, you don't want to miss it. name is Adjorkor Mohenu, and I'm sitting in for my sister Rhoda Doku. In the midst of storm, what do you do? This is the journey of life. Today's show, I bring you guests that have survived. They have thrived through the moments. They didn't survive alone, they survived with their blessings. This is the Today's Woman Empowerment Show on tutuonline.com and Tutu Radio on Facebook. You can join in the conversation on 055 22 80481. I welcome you all to the Today's Woman Empowerment Show. As always, we have a very exciting and educative show. We always have something to learn. This is not an exception. This is the Today's Woman Empowerment Show in partnership with Empowered Women in Motion. Good morning once again. My name is Adjorkor Mohenu, and I welcome you all to the Today's Woman Empowerment Show on tutuonline.com and Tutu Radio on Facebook. We are taking the Victory Praise song by Diana Hamilton. In a minute, I'll be introducing my guests. Today's topic is a very educative, emotional one. Like I said earlier on, we'll be learning more about life, the journey about life, the ups and downs. What do you do? What are you confronted with? And when you have issues, who do you seek? Whose face do you seek? Who do you turn to? This is the Today's Woman Empowerment Show on tutuonline.com and Tutu Radio on Facebook. Share the live feed. Let others join to get empowered. So I introduce my guests today. Good morning, sisters. Good morning, lovely ladies. Welcome to the Today's Woman Empowerment Show.
Good morning.
Good morning, Audrey.
I welcome you all to today's show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I hope you guys followed the show on Tuesday. Such an emotional one, I must say.
Yeah.
Yes.
Today, my guests I have in the studio Rhoda Doku and Sister Hannah Kakraba.
Thank you very much.
I welcome you all once again, and I'm grateful that you came.
Thank you.
Let me give a brief summary about what happened on Tuesday. We had a story of a lady who had traveled to Lebanon. She had traveled to Saudi Arabia. Nothing went well. She came back home. She decided to then work in a pub, in a restaurant first. But whilst working, she got another offer to work in a pub. Now here's where the story becomes touching. She met a man she claimed she was into. They had a relationship. Even though she didn't know where he lived, they had something to do. She met another man. And in the state of depression, she followed the second man. But she had something to do with both men. And in the month of May, she realized she was pregnant. Now she's 6 months pregnant. She has told all two men that she's pregnant. Nobody wants to take charge of the baby. She's left alone. She claims her situation has turned her mother into something else she doesn't want to describe, but it looks like her mother is going off. She's having hay fever. She moved to stay with her cousin, but life has been tough. What to eat, how to go for antenatal has been a problem. The convener of Empowered Women in Motion, Rhoda Doku, on behalf of the Empowered Women in Motion, made a donation to her. By God's grace, she was able to go to the hospital and register for antenatal. We later found out that she was a bit low on blood, and she's in her 6th month. Roughly, she has 3 months to give birth. What do we do? But we are not discouraged. We have turned to the face of God. As we say thank you to Empowered Women in Motion and Sister Rhoda Doku, we still ask for your support, our general listeners. We hope that you will come to the aid of this little girl. She'll be able to give birth to save her life and the life of her baby. Let me go to Sister Hannah. What do you have to say about the little girl situation?
Okay. Good morning, listeners. Good morning, viewers. This story is really, really sad, though. But we have to help her because we are here to help them to support each other. So, what I would say is, it's really sad. It's really, really sad, but all that I would say is that, remember her in prayers and we'll support her. Because in this situation, when you're a baby and we don't know what to do, all that we have to do is to support her. And the baby, so that we'll let her pass through this kind of the training that Auntie Rhoda was talking about, so that it will never happen again.
Now, Sister Rhoda, this little girl has been able to go for antenatal thanks to Empowered Women in Motion and yourself. How do you feel about it?
I'll thank God first of all for giving me the passion, the strength, and the grace to have that burden to be able to support in a little way. Empowered Women in Motion is not really about me. It's just that, let's say, every vision has a vision bearer. So I'm just a vessel God is using to empower women out there. I feel blessed because Audrey, and you'll be an provided I'm alive, I know this is just the beginning. Because it's very difficult to come across people who are going through situations that one cannot help. But thank God that Empowered Women in Motion came as an idea, it came as a vision, and we are progressing. So we pray that God keeps on giving us the resources so that we can be able to support her in our little way. She's not the first person who God has used some of us to bless. We have about not less than 10 children, including twins, who came pregnant like her situation. Most of them have lived with me. Those who live in my area, they can testify. in my house, my family, everybody knows that this is the kind of person that I am. And because I've gone through it before, I kind of understand the trauma young people go through when they are pregnant. I wasn't a teen mom, but I was around 21, and I think Vero is also around 21. So I can relate to whatever she's going through now. Thank God that we came in at the right time, because the level of blood she had as at yesterday when she went to the hospital, I don't know what would have happened if we had not stepped in quickly. Because if the baby is 6 months gone and her blood level is below 10, then it's dangerous. And we thank her cousin, who is also assisting to take care of her till she puts to bed. Psychologically she's gone through a lot. So aside supporting her financially, we need to support her emotionally for the sake of the baby and herself, so she can gather strength. And also, I'm glad she looks remorseful and she's ready to make something out of her life. That is the fulfillment that I have, and that is all that empowerment emotion is. When we say empowerment, it's all about adding positive value to somebody's life. So what can the person make out of her life after her circumstance? You understand? And we are not here to judge anybody. We are not encouraging a lot of people to do that, but we are saying that those who have done that, what is the way forward for them? But we are here to help people pick up the pieces, because some of us went through it. If we didn't get people to encourage us, if we didn't get people to inspire us emotionally, even support us financially when we're in our low moments, I don't think today we will be here. So since somebody also held us to help us raise our heads, that today we are a blessing to many, we also have to reciprocate whatever we have encountered. So it's our prayer that more women will get involved, and then listeners out there will also appreciate the good thing we are doing. She doesn't seem to have anything. She doesn't have anything to prepare for her baby. Food she will eat, nothing. I know in Empowerment Emotion we have people on who will be willing to support, but we are not closing our doors, because Audrey, the truth of the matter is that unfortunately, I think aside Empowerment Emotion, I don't know any other women's movement or network in Ghana that is really deep into what we are doing. So it puts us at a very strategic position, and it's very difficult. If you are not careful, you might want to give up, but we are not here to give up. That's why we are here today. And as you can see us, we are in a Lacoste.
Yes, Empowerment Emotion. We are launching our Lacoste.
Yeah, we are in our Lacoste.
See the excitement.
Yeah, please, cameraman, please show the Lacoste well. Yes, it's right here. Empowered Women Emotion. So even if you don't want to be part of us, you can even patronize our Lacoste. And guess what? We have a pin. We'll show it on Sunday, okay? So all we are saying is that we love you for watching us. Please keep sharing. Let's be spreading the good news. We don't want to look at the circumstance around this system. Blah, blah, blah. We are focused. So no matter what, we will go on and then do what God has asked us to do. And with our ambassador here, dear, anyhow.
Amen.
Yes. Hannah is the ambassador, one of the ambassadors for Empowered Women.
Yeah, you know, Audrey, let me come in. Hannah is an ambassador for the whole of Ashiaman, Tema, and Accra.
Hey.
And guess what? The land we've bought to put up the empowerment center for women is at Apollonia City. It was also bought from a single mom who has 5 children.
Wow.
And guess what? When she was fit with the 5th pregnancy, the man said she should go and abort. Meanwhile, she was almost 6 to 7 months old. Her refusal, the man has left her with the 5 children. So I came across the daughter whom I was assisting. Okay. And later I decided to probe into the situation. And guess what? When I invited the woman and we're talking, she had done operation, that surgery for the baby. And the sore had not died. When I met her, the baby was less than 3 months. This woman was at the verge of dying. So I gave her a substantial amount to go to the hospital quickly. When she got better, she came to me and said to me, this is a land she wants to sell to me, so she can use the money to cater for all the 5 children in their education. 2 of them want to learn a trade, the first male and the second male. The girl she didn't even complete GHS. After COVID, she stayed home, and this man has bolted with another woman, Audrey. And the woman currently is living in Shesomame. So when I bought the land, I said to myself, if this land was bought from a single mother, then we have to do something to help such women, which she's also going to be a beneficiary. So if you are listening to us out there, empowerment emotion is not just any kind of women's network that we are here for any reason. Our role is to empower broken women, married, divorcees, abused, single mothers. Oh, you're broken in Kwadia and you want to be empowered, why not? You are welcome. But what we are saying is that support our initiative. Buy our Lacoste is also your way of giving us support to buy blocks and cements. We want to start something this year, Audrey. And since we have our ambassador here, who is a Tema girl, Tamana Shaman, that is the area that we have majority of these people. Yeah, so we are praying that by the end of this, we'll be able to mobilize something so we can start putting up the building quickly. So if you're out there, you can help out with cement blocks, sand, water, anything. Please feel free and get in touch with us. And also subscribe to our YouTube page, okay, on Empowered Women, and be sharing our pages. Thank you.
So if you want to contact Empowered Women in Motion, the number is 0555 360033. And on YouTube too, you can send an email. The mail is on YouTube. You can send an email if you want to get into contact with Empowered Women in Motion. And if you want to get into contact with Vero, the pregnant 21-year-old girl, you can still contact the number 0555 360033. On behalf of the Empowered Women in Motion, we want to say a very big thank you to our convener and all women who have helped to support this little girl. And thank you if you are planning to support her, because without your support, we don't know where we would be. This is the Today's Woman Empowerment Show on tutuonline.com and Tutu Radio on Facebook. So today, I have a very interesting topic. We would hear the stories of single surviving mothers. They have survived through it all. They didn't survive alone. That's the shocking experience. We would hear what they draw their strength from, and we would hear how they have sacrificed for their children, where they have had to sleep without food, where they have had to put aside their emotions and tackle the emotions of their children. This is the life of a single mother. The ups and downs, we would hear everything. But before we start today's topic, let's take a song by Celestine Donko, Only You. We owe it all to him alone, because he has been able to sustain us till this day. We know he will do more. This is the Today's Woman Empowerment Show on tutuonline.com and Tutu Radio on Facebook. You can join in the conversation on 055 228 0481. He has done it before, he will do it again. A song by Celestine Doku, Only You. You're reminded that my guests are Rhoda, Doku, and Hannah. Say Kakraba. Is this your story? Today's topic, I said, will be the life of a single mother. Today's topic is an emotional one, but trust me, there's something to always learn from it. Like my guest said, we are not encouraging single mothers or the single motherhood. But when you have no choice, whose face do you seek? Take out of the stories you hear. We would hear stories of strong surviving single mothers. I use the word strong because it's not easy for only one person. Now imagine if there are two. You have to think for this child. You have to think for yourself. You have to draw strength from something. What are you drawing the strength from? This is the Today's Woman Empowerment Show on tutuonline.com and Tutu Radio on Facebook. Share the live feed, please, and call other sisters, people to join. We don't only need mothers or sisters. We need everybody to join because we can all learn a story from it. It doesn't take one person to bring a child. It takes two. If we are doing the right thing or things go as planned, we will be stronger. And life will be better and much easier. So let's call everybody to join the live feed. This show is in partnership with the Empowered Women in Motion. This is the Today's Woman Empowerment Show, and I welcome you all to today's program. This program is live on Facebook at Tutu Radio and on WhatsApp 055 481. You can join in the conversation. We are about to start this emotional and educative program. Now, let me get to my guest, Sister Rhoda.
Yes.
I would like to start with you. What is your story as a single mother?
Wow, this is something. Today. Okay.
You know the surprising thing, she has never said her story here, so we would hear her story today.
Hey, okay. It's long, but I'll make it short.
We have all the time to listen.
So once upon a time in 2003, on the 17th of January, I gave birth to a bouncing baby boy. Well, I lost my dad at age 14, and I grew up having step siblings, and so I have elderly siblings. We are 10. So I was like a daddy's girl because my dad was a bit old when I was growing up, and unfortunately he died. When he died due to litigation, our extended family system doesn't really help because you have people taking sides from the children's perspective. This one is nice to this person, this one is that person. So I grew up into a family where there were so many misunderstandings because of property issues, because of some saying that we are not the legitimate children of our father from the other side, a whole lot. But the long and short of it is that I was really stigmatized. Nobody asked me what happened. All those around me kept saying was that we say ne papa say no, ne papa ni ho nti akwa no be pro kra. I mean, all sort of things. All they kept saying was to, you know, betray, like say I betrayed them, and all sort of things. So it happens that I got to a point where I decided that I wasn't going to talk to anybody about it. I didn't owe any explanation to anyone, and it would only take the grace of God to help me go through. At that stage, it was very difficult proving yourself that it happened to you as a victim. Okay, so I, even in my neighborhood, I got grown-ups who were still saying that no matter what I say, nobody believed me. Okay, they see me and they're like, that was how serious it was. People even stopped their children from talking to me. And it was so bad that I felt like ending it all. I made attempts to commit suicide like 3 occasions. I remember mixing Dettol with something. I remember using the second attempt. It was a sponge that we use in bathing. I remember tying it at the top, and I wanted to tie it around my neck because I was tired of the akolaboni. People see you are a bad girl. They they insult me in the face for me to know that they've insulted me. And some of them had issues with my late dad in the past because of my stepmother. So that hatred and everything was extended to me as a child. So growing up in my community was really tough, just to prove to people that, look, this is a circumstance around which it happened. I'm not supposed to be judged. Rather, I need help. So why don't you help me, so that after you've helped me, you can correct me if you feel that whatever I did was wrong, or whether I was a victim of rape. Nobody was ready to listen to that. All they were doing was, the lambasting. She's a bad girl. People told their children not to work with me. People mocked me a whole lot. So the third attempt, when I realized that things were not working in terms of the suicide stuff, though I knew God and I was praying and everything, at a teenage, wondering and it happened, I think, few months after I had graduated from SHS. I went to NIT. I did software engineering. So in my second year was when I met my baby's father. So I was somebody who coiled into my shelf, okay, because even my mother was disappointed. Everybody was like, any mother, why is and the first one is a good in. But as to Nesi, dear, most mothers don't want to know. They later try to find out if it's a stage that they really want to talk to you. So because I felt judged, I withdrew from everybody, including my mom. Anybody beside my same I wasn't ready to explain myself anymore. So fast forward, I gave birth in January 2003 at Kolebu, and I was so depressed. I was so depressed. So I left home and left the baby with my mom. I stayed home for like, I think 3 months. But 2 weeks after delivery, I decided to work. So I was teaching at Prince Barton Secondary School as a computer instructor because of my IT background. And it was so emotional that I couldn't even tell anybody that I had given birth. You understand? I got to that point where I decided that I was going to hide it from people. But thank God I'm the type that I don't know how to pretend. So if it's A, I'll say it's A. Something I can use 10 minutes to say, I'll use a second to say it. That is me, naturally. So I confided in my former boss. He's called Fidel. Now he's a man of God. So Apostle Fidelis. That's that's what I call. He's a Nigerian, and he encouraged me so much. So he kept praying with me, kept teaching me the word, assuring me that look, whatever has happened, you can easily turn around. It doesn't matter what you've gone through, but you can turn around. So he gave me that job at Prince Barton Secondary School. He left me and he handed over the project to me. So I was the person who actually set up the computer lab of Prince Barton Secondary School, because I was the first person to teach there as a computer instructor, and he had that contract. So can you imagine 2 weeks after delivery on the Sawam room, I had accidents like 3-4 times. I was not ready to stop because there was this anger in me, not the anger of negativity, but the anger to prove a point that look, yes, it happened to me, but I can still be whoever I want to be. Because growing up, my dad had instilled certain things in us as his children, so like me, because I was very close to him as the youngest one. So that voice kept ringing in me, in my ears, that hey, he tells me that you be a very great person, you travel out, you do this, you do that. That kind of thing kept up till now. That thing is with me, though he died at age 14. So that motivation kept me. I wanted to prove a point. Although he was not around, I used to say I'll never disappoint my dad. So I wanted to prove a point that hey, where I've gotten to, I will still make it. So in my mind, I go like, hey, I have to prove daddy right. I have to make daddy proud that he said I'll travel. He said I'll make it. He said the whole world will hear of me. So I had that motivation. Then a year after teaching at Prince Barton Secondary School, I had a contract with the West African Gas Pipeline Project as an admin assistant. So I worked there for a year and some months. Then over there, anybody who had an encounter with me, Mr. Charles Doku, wherever you are, God richly bless you. By then he was at VRA as Deputy Director of Power and Sales. Then he was part of the project of the West African Gas Pipeline Project. And he later became the MD of Talo Oil, which we lost touch. But would you believe that I had an encounter with all the big guys in the oil industry, like Chevron, Texaco, Nigerian Gas, Petroleum, all the big names. But I never messed up. I had people making attempts, because when they hear my voice on the phone, everybody wants me to handle their reservations when they're coming to Ghana. If, hey, is Rhoda there? Is Rhoda? Why? Because of the way I used to speak. Then I remember one of them, I've forgotten his name, but he was from Chevron Texaco in the US. And then he said to me, he came down, he's called Mr. Frank Bodo. Yes, I remember. I don't know if he's still alive. Then he said to me, you know what? I think you have to go back to school because you have so much in you. Because by then, as an admin assistant, I was coordinating all their reservations for events. Everything that needs a frontliner, I'll be assigned for it. So I remember there was a time two of the directors were making, attempt to hook me up in a way. And Mr. Charles Dakun said to me, he said, Rhoda, I've noticed something. I want to talk to you. You know you have to go back to school. I said, yes. He said, the way you speak fluently, I think you should go to GIJ. And I said, hey, Mr. Dakun, I don't have that kind of money. He said, really? So when he realized that the men were making advances at me, because all the directors were in town by then during President Kufuor's era, this man drove me to GIJ, made sure I bought a form, and I started a short course in marketing and PR. Then, fast forward, I graduated from that place with the certification courses. And then he tells me, Rhoda, do you know what? I said, no. He said, you are doing a good job, but I feel if you keep the focus, it will help you. So whenever they come around and he sees people, when he says, Rhoda, I want to send you to a particular place. Maybe he's not sending me anywhere, but he was just like another godly father God just brought my way. Okay, he didn't have daughters, he had 2 sons. By then he tells me I have 2 boys, my wife is also and so. So he didn't pose a threat to me. So I saw him like the father I had lost. And not guess what, he came back and said, I've heard that Kojoyanka had opened a university. I think you do well there because you love those projects. And by then, I used to tell him that I want to be a voice to other single mothers out there. Because my kind of journalism, I don't want to do journalism just news reporting. I want to do something in human development, something that will promote development. And then he said, so go there and try. So he drove me to the school one day after work. I went to make all the enquiries. Then I told him that I'll try and do what? And take such a course again. Something went wrong and I found myself at a place called Awesome Grace Network at Achimota. Reverend Osubun, so if you are listening to me, I said, God richly bless you. Audrey, things were so tight that I slept in, how do you call it? A church auditorium for almost a year.
And in all this, your mother was taking care of your son?
Yes, my mom didn't know where I was.
Okay.
They only see me come and I go. She sees me that I have come home, but then she realizes I'm gone. But I didn't mess up. This man also took care of me with a daughter. And somebody made a comment in front of him. He didn't know I was listening. The person came and said, I don't want my daughter to be associated with any single mother, especially Obi Awawo, because I have a focus for my daughter, so she won't have any influence on my daughter. In fact, it broke me. Then I ran home in tears. My mom asked me, why are you crying? I said, I'm going back to the university. He said, hey, Obano, come to mention, no? And you're going back to the... I said, yes, I'm going back to the university.
You were determined.
I was determined. So immediately I called Mr. Dako. I said, Mr. Dako, do you remember you told me to go back to the university? He said, yes. I said, I'm ready. He said, just like that. I said, yes. He said, how do you plan catering for your fees and stuff? I said, God will provide.
That was a crazy thing.
I was so upset in my spirit. That thing the woman did, Audrey, today I thank her so much. Because if she had not said that to me today, I won't be here. This woman's statement provoked me for the best or for the better. You understand?
Because
to the extent that
you to go back to school?
Yes, to the extent that no, she didn't use the word I want to go back to.
No, I mean her stigma forced you to go back.
Exactly. I was so upset and it was as if I was ready for anything, but not anything the negative way. I was ready to make it and to prove a point that childbirth does not limit people. Childbirth can only limit you if you want, because our destinies, apart from being in the hands of God, we control our destinies. I told her that today you are from the UK, you are a nurse, so you feel that Akola, I'm not even that 21 years, I'm in Akola. I was like, when I met, I was almost getting 22. I was like, so because I have a child, you are stigmatizing me and telling me you don't want me to associate with Oba, because if say Oba no, I'll influence Oba negatively. Meanwhile, nah, sorry them all. You understand? So I didn't say anything to the man. The man up to now didn't understand why I left. So in the midst of everything, I went back to school. I graduated with a degree in communication and development. I won a scholarship to higher university to read my master's, all with the same project to support single mothers. Then fast forward, I went back to the US and it's been back and forth attending conferences, empowering other women in the Ghanaian community in the US. And today, here I am. All I want to say to whoever is out there, that the journey is not easy, because Audrey, in the midst of me going to school and everything, I sold Gary, I sold Chalote. I mean, it got a time now, so you have to go and borrow to take care of your child because you don't want to mess up. I'll prefer to borrow for me to be supported, for people to insult me, than for me to chase somebody's house. I'm not saying that those who are doing that, I'm judging them, but what I want to say is that so if you are not careful, you allow the circumstance to, take over you, and at the end of the day, you might mess up. So in short, because of time, as I said, I'll make it short. All I'm saying is that be determined. Try, apart from proving a point to people, prove a point to yourself. And today I am happy of the woman I have become, because I did not go out of the church. I'm still in the church. I didn't mess up in the way I wouldn't like to be. But I thank God that because of the training I was given and what I'm still going through, there are fathers who also stood by me. Fathers like Apostle Doji, fathers like Reverend William Quay, fathers like Mr. Mbiaf, way back from school. I went to Vijay Secondary School. He was my senior housemaster. He also played a very good role in my life, ensuring that I was close to God. And another father like Apostle Coach Odum, who is also a life coach. He's also been a mentor to me and still mentoring me. So all I'm saying is that all these people around me, as fathers, helped. And I had some mothers like Reverend Gina Prempe of Perez Chapel, Reverend Ajo Dickens, a lot of them, if I want to mention the names. And then even Reverend Gloria Kafu Lamte of Believers House of Worship. She's also been like a beacon to me. Whenever I run to this woman, she's ready to be available. So people played their roles in my life as mothers, others as fathers, and together today here I am. So if you're out there and you are going through a phase as a single mother, I just want you to know that as you develop yourself, you will get to that point where you'll be able to stand on your feet. But before I go, Audrey, I want us to know that Owoba, it doesn't make you any evil. It doesn't make you any less. Put yourself together. Develop yourself. And please don't think that unless you are married or unless a man comes into your life, that's how you'll be complete. You are complete on your own. But when you develop yourself with skills, the kind of man you want will chase you. Thank you.
Now, before I introduce my next guest, I want to ask you, what happened to the father of your baby? Are you still in contact? Does the father take care of the child now that he's old enough?
Yes. What's happening is that from the beginning, things were rough. It happens. But now I can testify that he's actively in the boy's life. They talk and everything. Because I cannot put whatever issues I have with him must not affect the boy's development. So they are okay. He takes care of him and everything. Yeah.
So then you forgave him and forgave yourself, right?
Yes, I did. I had to, because it gave me a lot of healing.
Okay.
It gave me a lot of healing, and I feel fulfilled for forgiving. It is not easy. As we are talking, you probably might think that, she's just saying it. But truth of the matter is, it wasn't easy for me to forgive. But I had to do that for the benefit of the boy's future. Because I'm a woman. It's a man that trains a man, because the boy gets to a stage that you realize that you as the mother, because of the compassion and pain and everything, you overlook certain things. But once he hears that the father is active in his life, even if he's not present, it puts the child on his toes. Yeah.
Now, this is the Today's Woman Empowerment Show on tutuonline.com and Tutu Radio on Facebook. You can join in the conversation on 055-2280-481. I want to introduce my next guest before I make Hannah speak. My next guest is Sister Lily, and she'll be telling us her life about about her life being a single mother, how her experience has been. Okay. She'll be telling us about her life, how she has had experiences of single mothers, because definitely she thrives in those environments. As a member of Empowered Women in Motion, she can give us an experience she has heard from other single mothers who are not able to voice out. She would speak on their behalf. Now, Sister Lady.
A very good morning to my family. Greetings to my friends, and also greetings to all listeners. I am so glad to be part of this program. A lot of single women are going through so many challenges that at times there is no one to listen to them. So to be part of this program, I think there is a way out. If you are there and you are listening to us, whatever challenges that you are going through, that shouldn't be the end of you. We all make mistakes in life. But all that we have to do is to gather ourselves up, believe in ourselves, be our own motivators. Don't wait for somebody to tell you, hey, get up or wake up, move on in life. Be your own motivator, and God should be your what? Your guidance. In everything, put God first and pray for spiritual guidance so that it can, take you through whatever you are going through. In my life, I've come across a lot of single mothers that the men have abandoned their children and themselves. That at times what they will eat is a problem. How to shelter themselves is a problem and all that. Like we said last week, if you are going through such challenges, it is not a solution to run into a man's house, but get something doing, be your own motivator, and move on in life. Also, your child should be your priority, no matter what. Say to yourself that this is a gift that God has given to me, and I am not going to let it go waywardly. So you have made a mistake. Make sure you train your child very well so that your child will become somebody one day. Don't just sleep in the house and be weeping. Go around, look for something to do to better your life. And I believe one day you will also share your testimony. I am not a single mother, but I've helped a lot of single mothers who come across my way. I am an average income living lady. I'm not rich, but I have compassion for people. I have people at heart. So anybody who come across, I try to help in the best way that I can. So all single mothers out there, you are not a failure. Like my sister Rhoda said, don't see yourself as a failure. Whatever happens in life, it is the will of God. Some of the mistakes, it comes from God, but we are human beings, so we will never know the reason why it happened that way. But whatever comes your way, just motivate yourself and move on in life. Make sure there should be somebody as a role model. We have a lot of role models that you can look up to and, shape your life so well. Be a God-fearing woman or lady and make sure one day you work harder to become somebody and move on in life. Thank you.
Our sister Rhoda didn't give up. She strived through the moments, even in the stage of stigmatization. She moved through a better phase of her life, and today she's proud of who she is. I don't know what your story is. Your story really doesn't even have to bring you down. Your story has to motivate you like it motivated Rhoda. Parenthood is supposed to be between two present people involved in the baby's life. Sister Hannah, what has your story and your journey been?
Audrey, for me, I think last week I said it all. And one thing I would say for sure that I'm somebody that I don't depend on people. I don't depend on people. Even if I'm with a man and he's not doing anything, I try my possible best to support. Do you get it? There are some ladies out there, all that they know is they have to be there for somebody to feed them. They have to be there for somebody, a man to take care of them. But me, from day one, I've been a hustler in my life that if I don't have money, I find ways and means to work to get money. So as my sisters have said, Rhoda have said it all, and Sister Lillian too have said it all. So what I will add to it is, as I said earlier on, I'm somebody that don't depend on somebody. So in my situation, I work hard. In my situation, I work very, very hard. We've all gone through a lot in life. Being a single mother, we know how it is. We have some people that their parents are there to guide them, to support them. We have others, their parents like. My sister said earlier on that the father died along the way. Me too, my father died along the way. So, and I was not with my mother. Then I was with my auntie. I've gone through a lot. Do you get it? After my auntie, I came out to look after myself. Don't do this, don't do that. But at the end, you end up going that place where you are not supposed to be. They will advise you then stuff, but where you just want to see what is there. Meanwhile, the elderly ones who have gone there or have passed through those things know very well that they knew very well that they passed through that place and it didn't help them. But in most man collabon in something, what can you intend or that you feminine most man, you fema as so train or by endo. So as I would say is what I would say is to our sisters out there. I said earlier on, me, I'm somebody that I don't depend on men. I don't depend on people. I work very, very hard. So no matter what I'll add to my sisters is let's work hard. It's not easy. Even if our parents impona walesha umpona, you feel there like enya yanchenka obane papa no obewo to support you. But if you don't work hard, how will this man see you and like goes like, wow, I thought me Jan no better no baby, but you work hard, like as our sister said earlier on that now the man is taking very good care of the child. But thinking says like one more than an idea. I mean, yes, sure, then cabin no one and go back as no pulling an acorn upon a washer, a fraba no poamano. But we don't know. My sister worked very hard, went to school, went back to school, traveled because she wants her dreams to come true. So if what are you doing to help yourself or also you for your dreams to also come true? That is why we are here to support you people. That is why we are here to help people because we've all gone through a lot, to be honest with you. Our sisters listening out there, you know what we are talking about. To get to this place is not easy at all. As our sister said, me, my dad sorry faping. My dad sorry faping, man, I made a bit to his banezi no yesin. But man kada me she beyin ma beyin washem. I have to pray. Prayer is the key because we even here to help you. If you didn't pray, God untouch you and put the wow. But if you pray, at least the connection will be there because we are also seeking God to help us, to help you. So with my situation, it's God who helped me. So me in everything, I just give thanks to God. I just cast myself to God to help me, to direct me to do everything because me sitting here is just by His grace. So all that I would tell our sisters out there is to put themselves together. Either like our sister who came last Tuesday, Rhoda, if Rhoda didn't come in, I don't know where her life would be. If woman empowerment didn't come in, we don't know where her life would be. But she should have started something. Let me sell pure water. Let me sell oranges. Let me do this. Let me do that to support myself. Dear sisters out there, wake up. Wake up and do something for yourself. We will add something to it for you. But if you don't help, because the Bible will said that God helps those who help themselves. We didn't sleep. Yeah, no. Because we want our dreams to come true. We didn't lie down for the men to take care of us. We didn't lie down for our neighbors and stuff to insult us. We didn't listen to them. We told ourselves that we will make it. And today we are sitting here advising you people. Then what are you doing to yourself? Today my yes aleka nkoli ye kuno ho. bebree wahyɛ wɔn ho akɔmfo weku wɔn ho because of situation a wɔwɔ mu. But so far as we are here, we are not going to allow you to kill yourself. We are not going to like discriminate you that yes, your brain also baby. No. No, 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 no. We are here to show you the way, the right way for you to become a successful person. So that next time or tomorrow you'll be somewhere and say, I listened to Sister Hannah, I listened to Sister Rhoda, I listened to Sister Lillian, Audrey, and they changed my life for me. So what I will add to it is wake up, so that will also help you. Help us to help you, because if you don't help us, all that we are doing will not go through for us, will not be good, cry. Because if we are helping you like this, like one day you'll be show, so you go back to in the hands of the man to sleep, doing all sort of things all over, it will not help us. So my dear sisters listening to us, we are here to motivate you. We are here to help you. Mema wa be mumbuda. O ma mele shisha wa me nimbebre. Ehu ma aka faba. Me ye Christoni, me ye day. You know what we are going through. Mema nimbu wa bem. Mema nimbu. Adema frano wo we me. Dema frano wo we me eni mo ba be ya mo future. Ye ma me yetiti ye ma me na de wo yi yengu ya na wo se ya na nche yentiti hade. Sometimes we are so ordin na yo ma ye komuna. Ye de the situation na me yina la so sometimes na la. We can't tell it, but I know next time we'll talk about this issue so that we take very good care of ourselves. When somebody proposes to us or when somebody wants to go out with us, we know the kind of guys that we'll go out with. So that is what I'll add to it.
Let's talk about the character. Sometimes it's not really a mistake. It's yaswording, like you said. What can we do to curb those kind of situations? Because Obeka will be said, don't go here. When him say this is what will happen. But Obeko. So what do we do to curb those kinds of situations? Aside the mistakes, that's okay, fine. I accepted. We were together, but BBC, and then we have to go our separate ways. Let's talk about the character. Sister Anna, let's go.
Okay, for me, what I'll add to it is aswording or aswording. Or you know, you'll be in a relationship with somebody. Even there are lots that they got married to them by the end, you know, ebiana benyino no oka baby. Benyino no ebiana problem be by ma when two man standing to at the end, you know, to them or they will go, they have to go their separate ways. But as I'm saying, aswording the ho, enyina meaning be bring pruanyin sen na adinyina or yaswording. But also there, like you allow yourself for the devil to take control over you, or you allow, because minimum be with the I will call well will catch you there. Oh my God. Or on ya konompo like on shenu do ye not all in the name of why relax like we jano. Mother, but at least we try our possible ways to take very good care of ourselves. So with the characters in the day, my dear sister, I will say it and say it. Oh, how I dream, papa. Being be what be saying be one onya being papa, but nisuna nebanintina wajan. Be saying be onya being papa, but nisuna nebaninti. Na wajan. Obi so hono or your family influence, friends influence. Cause obi hono mo na beyin on ne nam no e beyin papa. Ba ne nyanko no ne na ne nua no ono onya bi dem. Inti no be try ne possible be there. Obe say na adwen most ma beyin no obeja no homo wa akọ. You and I know say we have a lot of friends that we do sometimes advise them but they don't listen. You giving her the right advice no. Na oshema different person can that maybe a baby all corners no nye but I wanna akoya nyankono. You are trying to draw her back. No. Where you are going is not good. Don't go. By the end, they end up there. We do go some places that our parents tell us don't go. Me myself, at very age, I club, I do all sort of things that they would make sure me papa order pen and me dear me car. My me ko club me share me share papa be solepe na man so my so it got to a point. Listen, it got to a point. My father there was this room be a wabobo was a kitchen. Then what my father didn't really help me at all. Later no, he told me saying onim baby I me kwana jona then I me snake me disturbing. So do you know what? Don't sleep with me again. I have 4 siblings. If I'm included, we are 5. Do you get it? So my father was like, I don't want you to disturb us. Go and sleep in that room. And just imagine.
So that gave you the chance.
Oh my God.
That was your open gate.
Oh, my sister. We hear me cry. And so other me kobe 11, 12. That means because papa na what to now, baby I me want no man's land.
No disturbance.
Oh, me papa be so be 6, okay, you man 6, 7 that way. At that time then I just imagine club and I love upon bedtime. Maybe my better my home. So sometimes we need parents to protect us. That thing really, really, really counts, because obi wo hono a fine oba no muade me na me nkoka na ehihye ma roba me nye de meja wo life amo but oba na asamo to na wato wonso enungwasi biala waka wonso. So sometimes we need parents to guide us. We need siblings, senior siblings to guide us, to protect us, so that it helps our character, like you are saying. Because Amy, but my senior sister, my mother can tell me. And I make an idea as what didn't do hopper, but you will be so announced here, but advice now my wife and what find or kind of eat and come in tell me my many advice, me tell me papa and me tell me sister in chenka wam. So some of the advice that I will say, or the characters that we are talking about, is some of the what I'm talking about. Some of the parents needs to help us, no matter what. Parenting will want to find and pen away journey life for that man. If you're to the BBI Yobana, then you start crying. Oh, minimanka. Oh, so the onya the yidi go, the person will not come. Even right now, I just got on the net and I saw a message that a mother, wa broneba 12 years ma wewu. Why? Because a franele panicho de opedo okone ne papa kotina. Wa brona ma wewu, ma police for. Any woman beat 11-year-old daughter to death for pleading to stay with her father.
This is a clear example that mommy no one forgiving, they won't unforgiving.
Yeah.
So the frustration
oh, but onye emi. Oh, me home me banu kra na makoma to me. Me nhwene papa. God, that child is innocent. Those children, they are innocent. So no matter what you are going through, no, me funny papa no we bufu. In a when and down on last week I said it there. Sometimes in the embassy of Nankasa, so yeah, if we put ourselves together, and can be in Nankasa put obeba or be apologize to us there. Oh, mommy, yeah, no man where you are is not your final destination. It's not your final destination. Debi I make a mimi you'll be when I'm going through a lot, I just sit down. Think, where did I go wrong? Me yeah then. Obane then, but your uncle football, they only just take their decision just like that. No, sit down or like communicate with people, advise, like tell your story to people to advise you. You need to go back, work things out, and move on. And we have people that they broke up, but later, at the end, they come back together. Will be cry or that. So as I said earlier, we are here to help you people. But ladies out there, let's check our characters. Let's listen to our elders so that it won't end up into where we are not supposed to be. That's what I'll add to you, my dear sister.
So let me move to Rhoda. Characters. What's characters? Let me put it in a better way. Sometimes it's not a mistake.
Yeah.
Sometimes
it is not a mistake.
No.
How do we make sure that our children don't go through what we've been through, what you have been through? Look at your story, look at your son. Make sure that your son, this my son, Kelvin, you will not go through what I've gone through. People will not stigmatize you because I am your mother or I am a single parent or you are a child from single parenthood. Let's look at the characters. Because when we look at our sister Veru, as well didn't count because she was working in a pub, but she decided that okay, this person wants to help me, but a person let me having a relationship before. She gave in because number one, Onye strong. I listened to her story and she says that I saw in the car not calling 1-1, that kind of thing. So we would come to what the church does when it comes to these situations. But let's talk about the character.
Okay, so the character bit, Audrey, charity begins from home. And growing, sometimes peer pressure also sets. I remember a mate of mine came after SS. May she rest in peace. She's late by now. She was like, Rhoda, are you pregnant? I said, yeah, we scope about life. No, go and abort. And I was like, I didn't know why I born a one. What's uncle abort? You want to die, so you go to hell again. My situation was not like I didn't know God though. I was a pastor's daughter, a whole apostle who have been planting churches all over, delivering people support. I mean, it wasn't like many thing about Nyame. Okay, yes, I admit I was not educated. He didn't give us much on sex education, but he was buying books for us to read, so that if you have anything you want to ask questions, you can. Okay, but this is what I'm saying. I agree with her. Sometimes a young collabon okay. We are not here to play angels. All I'm saying is that we need to ask questions. If you listen to Vero's situation, though the mom is a single mom, okay, she didn't give her much about sex education, but she also gave Vero too much freedom, because this somebody Oko school do JHS no when we impo. Then she was able to change her name through an agent.
Just to go to Saudi
Just
Arabia.
to travel to Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
At a younger age, only 21 years. You understand?
Yeah.
Osamba Ghana, no, she got the courage to go to Lebanon. So this is somebody a niniye ding natural. Nanka if the father was active in her life, and I say another person was active in her life apart from the mother, because we also don't know the circumstance around the mamia war. So we cannot sit here and say a mamene for the woman has done nothing. But all we are saying, we are still creating awareness so that people, the person will stop, because once you are not able to pick the pieces together, Akolano will become a victim.
Yeah.
With all that I have learned, I started educating my son on sex education when he was in class 3.
Because you don't want your son to go through.
Exactly. Because me papa will say me stuff over two, me too naive. He was giving me everything. But one thing make us papa and mommy, they didn't tell me at that age was about sex, the dangers involved. What did I say? So because of that, it got a time I had to put my son in a boarding house at St. Peter's, because I had to travel back to the States for my master's before the dad came for him. And Audrey saw one term now Kolano Kotna Hono. All the training I made about not because he got involved with other international students. My minimum sika na de yabe dampe in the school. Others, forgive me, a bit more for like he was letting the negative traits, and I became very alarmed. And I minister say every. I started calling the father up. You understand? I went to the extra mile by threatening saying yes, because I am not going out there just for myself. Because now my promise I say, mommy will grow and become a big person, so that you'll be proud of mommy. Mommy will go and do her masters. Mommy will mommy will be the founder of various NGOs. Mommy will do something, will do that. I was telling him to know, say, if mommy is willing to do that, then what I don't need excuse. So be fairly, because mommy is willing to make 10 things around. And I was working so hard to ensure say Bibi will be a Onya, and to God be the glory. He went to one of the best. He took about 4 different schools because of some of these things. You get it? Because from the beginning, I vowed and said, "Me but since they do baby, wa be no, and ye na unkwan wo ye na dream kola na so ho." Do you know from the beginning, Kwaway didn't show say he really needed his father in his life. But Audrey, the time I decided and I started creating that relationship, today I can tell you, I'll tell that you could see sa ehunu wonimu. So in a way, no, so one chef from the beginning, poor Abua, just for client to even know, say, ne papa ni like the father figure, nimpo psychologically, boosting it, because you know all the schools he went to, no, all the schools he attended, you believe it, because they are all good schools, no, and believe in the family set. Oh, no, because hey, this friend of mine, the father and mother came to the school, they came to visit, they came to PTA, and he kept bombarding me with that. So that and those catchers are colano, on also nyaya, papa wana brabo, but there are some of us ladies, Audrey. To say we are so bitterness no a cloudy adrian say say no minty no, madam or wona kola no oni ho. You understand? Yeah. So sakolani so ni, and some of us also we say negative things about in memano to and kolano, then the children grow to have bitterness against their father. You understand? So when you do that now akolani so be you no so ba worry and also baby don't on so day why the same thing to another lady. So I taught him about sex at class 3, and I told him, hey, if somebody touch, come in. And it's true, so of course students will be touching now. He comes at me, then let me boy fool. And by then this gay and things now, and yeah, come on. But even at that age, you know, some of the children touch their private parts and things. So immediately then I get to the school, or be our boarding house every weekend, I'm a whole. Oh yes, because it was becoming alarming, and I can't want it. You get it? So now I've not thought to that extent, but Audrey, I wanted to prevent anything because near coming in a day. I have vowed that I would the gaps are man you know, me babia or whoever is connected to me and fame. You get it? Yeah. So I want to appeal to young man and say, so let's admit that sometimes yes, so you can once you let go of the pain, once you let go of the bitterness. We are not saying go back to the man, no. We are saying that allow the father to be active. Ewo kolana brabo mu. So also just say all the year time na does na the no obre. Sisi ano the police service they are open. The law no is favorable. You understand? Yeah, who say ya wo no ono call dofsua. Oh bachi wo waso be ye. You can even be jailed on certain things. First, Obama did you attempt or can say you are a prostitute. I'm not the father of the child. Now you go scot free. Now you go scot free. So, ladies, if you don't know, if you want to get the father of the child and our children to take care of in Kolana, just walk to any police station. Na kuka wa samne boko. Atem the emotional trauma na court the barano. Obenyiska. I'm not saying say and inti konako provoking no did you attempt now we are because yes, I'm single but I'm telling you they are oh they only more opesa kweti asem into oba could just say tropo atubema no so meanwhile no na ne okanyina nkosi bebia bema na se bakobeka no ode kwa masa waso be hye. So please let's be active in the lives of our children, okay, and let's put our sentiments aside. Although today I'm happy because at least a woman said, "Mommy, have you heard from my daddy?" And Nupokeke gives me some friend is saying some fulfillment because Misha Mechia main pupu miti. You understand? And Emma Obano, so you are able to move on. Today, if I decide to move on to marry somebody else, or the Misha Mechi, he'll be 19 next year. He knows what is good. We sit down near me yesterday. We're sitting and we're talking because we're in school. He wants to go to university. We all took the decision together. Even if some of the things he wasn't happy about it, Kwampona. And then I shut him. Say, my friend, shut up. You know, not because mean to me. If I don't side with that, I won't do it in front of him. It also helps with the training bit so that he doesn't go wayward. So let's help our children because sister baby now saying girls be almost 12 sign they are lesbians. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? It starts from the home. It starts from the home. Either families are there, but papa and mama and this threat of major on they've shifted their focus from Nkolana and now they are centering everything around them. But who pair? Everything is not about you. Omano or Obama is number one. So sisters, please, yenjai. Men can you do everything possible to put the guy behind bars just to prove a point. Think about Akolano and some of our men too, Audrey. Opeso di no so ni we say odi no aseme be wechi into pacha oh to pan me headmaster beka Blanco rest in peace or say Fija secondary school 19 now say aso awara na to pretty.
Please advise Vero's baby daddy, incoming baby daddy.
It's very hard and I feel with
so advise
two men.
Any of them.
The men now, if you want to help a young woman, then you tell him, then I saw I want to learn how to sound. Oh, person me born and so I was a mini baby. I'm told the first guy is a military guy.
Yes.
Audrey, forgive me, but it's about time we start sending their names. Unfortunately, she doesn't know the real name of the guy. But once in Coladia, they don't change. Oh. But we have his guy name, so we'll find out. I don't want to mention the person's name here, but we will find out. How can a military person in a uniform, you go out there to a pub, telling a young lady you want to help her, now can I say you want to sleep with her? Opa say you want to be in a relationship with her, you sleep with her for the first time, and then what dear, and even you see as a military person should be more disciplined. A biaso na ebu Tina. He went to drive boats and abused Tina. Whoa. And now the thing has affected her abdomen. Why would a military person do that? Meanwhile, you are there to support us. You get it? So, people can make mistakes, but there are some people, because of the service they are into, and I say, they are not supposed to break the protocol or the code of ethics of their jobs. How can a whole military man behave like this? You go to the pub in your uniform, go and sleep with an innocent girl in a hotel. Tell her you support her. Ukwana man sister Ghana. Sa also oba. If you when you when impie na say aye wa kola na say padu men de sha kola na sa kola ni nia. Masa wasun ba ye. I am promising you that. Wasun ba ye. And to the second guy, only say guy no just a friend. Into very they also sweetheart no yeah. Military guy.
I say a scammer.
Scammer no also he was just a friend. Into and they find a fling. But enumpono is still no excuse. But share explanation on my na. Me say a military guy in there. I know what I'm saying.
And now he's making somebody attack the girl.
Yes, so please stop making the person attack Verokra because I did where they call police headquarters are. Girl, you bet girl now man have Verono. So please, if you are listening to us, this is a warning or a caution to you. The girl's life, Bibituna, Yajele the number, Bibituna, we will come after you. We know the IGP and other people are listening. National security, we know people are listening. Saudi when you better will be to threaten an innocent girl because wako on air say onim akolane papa. Because you felt say who cheating, who didn't a girl and now you why would you go after an innocent girl? Shame on you. Shame. This is what most of the men do. Oh yes, you are calling people to threaten her. We are putting it to you. Her life be bituna. We will come after the lady threatening her. We are telling you, and we will make sure that we uniform you because the sanity in the system, sister, is becoming something else. Why should it be so? A military man, you are not supposed to drive Uber or boats. It's not part of your job. You are work on your boat because of 70 also was short man nko fast can wo fie mra wo sane no kwa ko sin wo baby alfa ne wo e bobo no san ka che ne se wo be kunuma obi ehu baby free ba. Look, empowerment emotion, if any of you threatens any member of empowerment emotion, we are also not threatening. We are saying that nobody is above the law in this country. We are all citizens and you are there to protect us. We are appealing to authorities. Please and please again. Those who have been hurting us, stop it. Even if we don't take it to court physically, as for our platform, we pray. Your bold dinner se bonfire was on show. So please, we are appealing to you. But Bemana Onyim Verono, we know you know yourself. Do you know after the interview, the lady called Vero asking her, say, first interview, and say, I didn't na vero ye interview na vero nim say ekwechi a ye be raw Ghana ye be in fact I dey be raw so when you dey nim empie na say ye gye akola na say ye hwe na ye be raw atare na oyire anasa o girlfriend na o hye ho na want to me an control hu na mo de mu young girls mu nyinyi momo no si say ye so ya ba ye ne mo a I know that surname na me say me call barracks as soon as we start mentioning the name he will come out. So don't worry. Now him. What hurts me is that because on him no no or they te.
But then another account, same catch another account says that on no father of baby. Now I catch a very special alarm. You know, immediately I gave my number to the person never called.
And the person won't call. All they will do is to track you.
You can't even track me.
The person wouldn't call. Unfair. If you're the father of the baby, I don't have to now when you when even pay. Wow, and you see what hurts me is that he made sure say akwani nim the full name.
Yes, and where he lives.
And where he lives. Oh, barracks, they been the pan. They shouldn't worry. They shouldn't worry because the networks now yeah diversion. So yeah, spiritual IGPs or physical IG. We are there to protect our fellow women. So muna musha uniform, somebody did you know. You don't let them know who you truly are. So really, this guy really loved Vero as he claimed. Oba man in the and that's what people say be me what barracks and so. But onim nya wa yenti no. Udu see. We know you, so don't worry. Okay? So I'm appealing to you. So per se Oshakolana, please come forward. Because in any case tiawa, it will be something else.
You are listening to the Today's Woman Empowerment Show on tutuonline.com and Tutu Radio on Facebook. This conversation is getting better and bigger. You might want to join in the conversation on 055-2280-481 and on Facebook, Tutu Radio on Facebook. Life's journey, as we call it, is very amazing, has twists and turns. Ghanaians love to stigmatize people that go through things. I want to now tackle the church. We have spoken about the men, we have spoken about ourselves as women, we have spoken about society. Let's go to the church. How has the church helped you or rather brought you down? Because some churches will say, okay, fine, you are in the choir, you move from the choir, you don't do this, you don't do that because you have a child or you are a single mother. How has the church impacted in your life? Sister Hannah, let's go.
Yeah, thank you very much. But before I go on the list, I just want to add something to what Rhoda said concerning Vero's issue. It's really sad for the lady, the guy's lady. Say who about that and being wakeshe unyanku bisianyins instead of you to like talk to the man, they know. Because just put yourself in her shoes, the Vero's shoes. If it were to be you, what will happen? Some of the ladies, I don't understand them because send what to lead a Veria or China, so it doesn't matter when even you are his wife or something like that. So ladies out there, sometimes it's not necessary. It's not supposed to be there. But sometimes we are also out there to help. Well, we do help see people that and someone on fire, but we try our possible best to help them. So that's what I'll add to Auntie Rhoda's concerning Vero's issue. To the church, my church per se, Nyasola, when you get pregnant, they have to sack you. No, they have to help you. But I understand we have some churches that I don't want to mention them. The moment you become pregnant, the moment you become pregnant, say, well, sorry, hey, baby was sorry, then, but they have to let you go. Yeah. So that one is not good. Because let the person know that what has happened to her it's not good. She's not supposed to be part of you people. But no matter what, as we said earlier, on your mistake, and so on your mistake. Or there, you have to let that people come closer to us to help them, to pamper them. Because carrying a pregnancy for a good 9 months is not an easy thing. And we don't have to think about the mother alone. We have to think about the baby. So for me, my church, Christ Liberty Mandate Ministry, we don't support that as Kanaka Fabra because our pastor do preach on those things that say being on your own one there, don't go to bed with that being. If he really loves you, he will wait and get married to you before going to bed with you. As for that one, my pastor always preach about that side. So even if you're going to do something, when you remember those things, you have to put a stop to it. Because I would say, per se, when I had a problem with my baby's father, with all those preaches and stuff, I have to stay idle. I don't have to sleep with anybody. Just to concentrate on God. And it has really helped me. So if it has really helped me, it can help you too. But to other churches, some churches, they don't do that. Instead of them to take their time and explain things to you, that you know you are pregnant, we know what you did is not right, we know what you are going through, like we are there, we know what you are going through, so we are here to help you, we are here to support you, so that next time you won't do that mistake again. Who got you pregnant? We would like to see the father of the baby so that we talk to that person. If he is ready, then we can. If it's when enough, then earlier, as soon as possible, do whatever you are supposed to do. If you don't have father, we'll try our possible best. We help you in prayers. You commit yourself to the Lord. Whatever it is, we'll help you. You won't sorry be able to mash a while time. Bibia or befat one. Sometimes it depends on your most a commit who was sorry them. You won't sorry ni be no more. If you are committed, they will help you. To them, my sister like Avero was like a sorry crown on Shada and Kopapa. Sometimes in your churches, when you commit yourself, they also help you. Even if they want to sack you, you get one or two people in it, they will help you. They'll come to you. That sister, we know how you are, we know what you are going through, and we are not going to leave you at just like that. We are here to help you, we are here to support you. So even if where you are Makrana, we are here. And we have some churches too, they will help you no matter what. So that's why I always say that we have some churches, they are just like family. No matter what, they are with you. No matter what, they are with you. Sometimes it feels good that you are with them. It's not about correction, it's not about tithe, it's not about welfare. It's about you committing yours. My pastor will ask you, what do you do in the church? What do you do? What is your position in the church? You have to do something in the church. So that if anything, your group will help you. Because you have a group leader. If anything, they will consult the pastor. This and that. And we have some churches too. Oh my God. My God.
My God.
Oh my, oh my. Obebuwa mama wale mude. Asori ne loko no fasubi alampo ni. So what I would say for the churches, my church is not part. Oh yes, as for my church, 100% they are not part. Because they preach about the word. That doesn't mean so that somehow they will leave you. Because your soul, my pastor, your soul is important. He is there to win the soul. Because actually, your kwanyame baby sani there. Yes. So he always and always want to change the soul to join us. It's a way you be do nipan wanye ni. But that doesn't mean that they're sacred.
So wrongs don't make it right.
Thank you. And some of the churches that they are also out there, I think it's about time they have to stop all those things. It's a mistake. Yes, it is a mistake. Because they will make a baby no better on any town for. Baby no better on any town for Ninsen kekena unjana mononko. But they will love each other. But at the end, if something comes in, then one person have to go his or her way. Do you get it? Fine, maybe I've been be why and I do but Subani be na deno, sister, Subani be one okum sun. Subani be sometimes these are pregnancy single mothers, what they go through, the best thing for them to do is to live. That last week, that doesn't mean only Subano or Subani pa, but just what she is going through, no, it's not helping her. If I'm with a man and a man is maltreating me, the man is not treating me well, must I be there to kill myself?
You have to be strong for the baby.
Thank you. So some of the churches, those who are doing those things, they have to stop and help us. help some of the ladies, because you will be a friend later you feel proud that testimony grandpa what better you share testimony was already na sakwe na you see then you share testimony to that sister. When she was talking, she mentioned some people's name, and those people are there to guide her, to support her. So if those people are one, how can she mention their names? So this is the time that we have to help each other. Where we've gotten to, dear sister, we have to help, especially our pastors, our elders and deaconesses. They are there to help us. Because Yesu Christo no ba no krampo nya bibia na okondemn them. One say nimpo ofa oye ni ye. So we are pleading to them that they should also farm one say no one ye na onye ye. Thank you very much.
Let me go to Lily. You've come across a lot of single women. You have helped a lot of them. How do you link them to their churches or different churches, new churches, so that at least they get to grow in Christ?
Okay, it has been a very tedious challenge. Very, very. Because you meet some of the single ladies that they don't even know God. They are just living their life anyhow. They are just in the world, following what is going on around them and all that. So at times you have to work on them before taking them to church. You have to preach the gospel to them and all that. You have to tell them the goodness of God and what you get when you go to church. Because apart from our various homes that we come from, the church is another family. You see, so if you position yourself at the right church, when you are going through challenges, the church will stand by you. The church will not just leave you. Mrs. Akansa, you bought uncrofu sign say banadi. I know some churches they do that, but with my church we don't do that. We have the women fellowship also there who help the women. If you have a problem, in Meko leader or you go and tell the head of the women fellowship your problem. She will sit you down, listen to you, then we'll see how best will help you. You don't have only just the women fellowship, but we have other groups in the church that you can also join. So if you're a single mother and you are going to church, make sure you are doing something in the church. Join a group in the church so that if you have any problem, you can, reveal your problem to them for them to know what you are going through so that they will be in the position, to help you. At times, all that we are saying is a good discussion that we are having. But there's a saying that charity begins at home, like my sister Rhoda said. All these single mothership or single mother issues that is on rampant throughout the world, it begins from our various home. We have parents that they have given their children total freedom. They don't check what they do, the time they go out, the time they come in, the time they sleep and all that. They just leave them to live their own life, do their own thing. At the end of the day, if your child should go waywardly, your child become a single mother, your child become a prostitute or whatever, you will find yourself guilty. Because if the society is stigmatizing your child, at least a baby count. Because a papa or on timin training ni bani ye mami or wohe wajani banu shina ni ban akwaye. For you to bring for the child, you should have a vision for the child. And I believe the child also have his or her own dream. It is the duty of you, the parent, to make sure that that child fulfill that dream. You don't just give birth to them and leave them to be doing their own thing. If we are all checking our children, training them according to the will of the Bible, training them the godly way, I think this single mothership, it will, calm down or it will reduce a little. But if we leave them to be doing their own thing, they think, what they are doing is right. At the end of the day, a certain man will lure them, sleep with them, impregnate them. Then they will end up being what? Single mothers. So I think charity begins at home. And the churches too, please, apart from our various homes that we come to, the church should be another family to be very supportive. Because anybody who come to church, most people give offerings. And I think when there is somebody with a serious problem in the church should be able to stand tall to support that person in every way that you can. You know, I was fortunate. I come from a good home. We have our own house. My father had a car who used to, take me to school when I was young and all that. But it got to a point, my father passed on when I was at the university, my last year. And I am somebody that I love the things of God. I like, helping at church. I've held a lot of positions at church, being a deaconess, being a treasury, being a counselor for the youth. I used to preach. I do a lot of things for the church. So it got to a point I said, let me start decorating the church. So at times I go to sleep at the church on a Saturday evening, sleep there, wake up at dawn, Sunday morning, arrange chairs, decorate, do deco at the church and all that. So when my daddy passed on, the church decided, no, we have to help this lady. So even though my elder siblings, they are all there and all that at times they support me, the church also they came in and they've been giving me some money for my transportation to lectures and all that. So the church should be another family. The stigmatization is too much in our various churches. It's not all churches who do that. But some of the churches, immediately you give birth, they see you like a bad person in the church. Like all the people around you, some of them, they will move away from you. Nobody wants to have anything with you. Na kawunkwa, ya sambo wasan. Sorry, you sit at the back seat. I think it has come to a time that all these things, we should look at it. I think Shrad should come into these things, or whatever, human right or whatever. They should look at these things so that all these stigma should end. Because when those things happen, it brings down the spirit of our various ladies who goes through that. Some of them, like their dreams are being shattered because of what people say about them. When they go to the church to look for joy, the church also say, yeah, but what sign, yeah, yes. So some of them, they even quit church. So when they quit church, some even go into prostitution because they don't have, they are not coming from good homes. They don't have people who are taking good care of them and all that. So they say, oh, sorry, apumidia. And me buy reasia, ebia reasi bejimi, me who beto me. So you see them going into prostitution and all that. And moi. So we women empowerment, we are there to help ladies, single ladies who are going through challenges and all that, who are going through stigma. But you must also help yourself. Like my sister said, you have to work hard, take good care of yourself and your child. If you've given birth, that doesn't mean that is the end of the world. Gather yourself up and move on in life. We have a lot of single parents who are now prominent personalities in the world. So somebody look for a role model, talk to an elderly person to advise you, seek advice from old men and old women, people who have experience in life, who can help you to shape your life. Let's look at this in Esther in the Bible. At times, we put all the blame on the men. That bema nyinse oba ena wajano. Anase oni oba wu ena wajano. But some of the mistakes, it comes from we the women. Some of the character that we portray when we are dating the men, it even suck them away. At times you meet a man, the man wants to, be with you, but maybe by mistake he had an affair with you and you got pregnant. But Subaya Udedi, the character that you portray to the man, tells the man that no, you are not a marriable material. So let me leave you. So at times the fault is coming from we, the ladies. We listen to our peers. We have friends that they give us bad advice because maybe your friend is even jealous of the guy that you are even going out with. So your friend will manipulate you on you, or you say the little mistake, obeyama, wajai beman. Then it starts from there. Now we start to say we some way be editor man, you are rude and all that. Now no wajai. At the end of the day, ube no wasan po akwalana to su. now I breast and now be a single mother. So when your king is coming, you must know and position yourself very well to receive your king. Esther in the Bible went through that when they were all assembled, gathered in a room. They went through a whole lot. It's like a beauty pageant or something in the Bible. But Esther prayed, she fasted. She saw the dream or the vision ahead of her and she worked towards it. She was humbled and she prayed and God helped her. Looking at Queen Vashti, she was very arrogant, very rude to the king. And the king overthrown her and made Esther the queen. So when your king is coming, you must see it and work towards it to meet that king. Thank you.
This has been the today's Woman Empowerment Show, and today's topic I said was life as a single mother. I've enjoyed this conversation, and I know all my ladies have enjoyed it too. I know you have heard this all over and all over again. When you know better, you do better. One day your pain will be your power, and your sadness will be your story. When you hear the stories of others, you advise yourself. Your story will change someone's life only if you do not give up. This has been the Today's Women's Empowerment Show in partnership with Empowered Women in Motion. You can subscribe to their YouTube page and you can follow us on Facebook, tutuonline.com and Tutu Radio. I want to say a very big thank you to all my ladies for coming out to share with us their experiences, advising us. We really do appreciate it because we need to learn how to speak out. If we don't speak out, depression will kill us in silence. This has been the Today's Woman Empowerment Show with me, Adjorkor, and my guests, Rhoda, Lily, and Hannah. Thank you, ladies, for coming. Today we are wrapping up, and this show has been in partnership with Empowered Women in Motion. You can get them on 0555 360033. Join us on Facebook at tutuonline.com on Sunday 4 p.m. for yet another exciting episode. Woman, mother, don't give up. Good times will come. Be alive for your kids. I want to appreciate the MD of Tutu Radio, Mr. Keta, Mr. Julius and Rogers. Thank you very much. This show has been alive because of you all. We really do appreciate. tutuonline.com, Tutu Radio on Facebook. And my ladies are really enjoying Becca's song. I can see that. They're really enjoying it. See you on Sunday at 4 p.m. This has been the Today's Woman Empowerment Show on tutuonline.com and Tutu Radio on Facebook. My name is Adjorkor. I sat in for my sister Rhoda, who happened to be my guest. And Lily and Hannah, I want to say thank you very much for coming out here. This Sunday, we'll have another exciting episode. It's just 1 hour, but you have to join us.
Beautiful woman, beautiful woman, Tutu Bowie, Dada me love me, Fafa me love me. I would de vigne, Bono 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 Queen of Sheba, Yasantua, Amiya Zazu, Maria Makebana. Fresh beauty, fresh beauty. Never, 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 never.